as a town now, that's what we're known as. A grooming town.
If a white guy does it, that's not plastered all over the news.
Because it's not just men, it's women as well.
They label taxi drivers a lot, but the problem is the council, they weren't doing the job right, because they were making money.
Is that something that you still think is going on?
Oh yeah, but not just in Rotherham. I think
You still think it's happening?
I think it always happened and always continues to happen and probably always will.
On these streets, political correctness enabled a tragedy.
In Rotherham, hundreds of young girls had their lives torn apart.
Rotherham has recorded more grooming gang cases than anywhere else in the UK.
Our conservative estimate is that at least 1,400 individual children in Rotherham were victims of...
The victims are mostly poor girls, the perpetrators overwhelmingly men of Pakistani descent. When people raise the alarm, authorities refuse to act.
Why do you think they didn't care enough?
Because they thought they were dirty little slags.
How did this happen? We went to find out and discovered a town where people said fear of seeming racist had enabled atrocious crimes.
There's no point, is there, in saying something if you're going to go to jail for saying something about it. So.
Grooming gangs are organized groups that drugged and abused young girls. This has happened on a massive scale in the UK and in no place more than Rotherham. Of a population of just 110,000, at least 1,400 girls were groomed here in the 1990s and 2000s. Why Rotherham? 3 reasons: immigration, poverty, fear. Talking to people across Rotherham, 2 main themes emerged: decline and immigration.
Mate, there's something not right with you. There's something not right.
Why is that? Just tell me one thing about Rotherham. What's the problem with Rotherham?
From Newark to this chateau. It's fucking dead end and it's wank.
How is it here?
It's nice, it's good. Multicultural.
Do the immigrants assimilate in the community?
No, because they stick to their own. You don't see a white guy bloody and an Asian guy and a black man in the pub having a chit chat about football, do you? Because you don't. Or is that? But again, they'll do our jobs that we won't.
And it's ups and downs, it's been good times, bad times. Yeah, it's been better years ago than what it is now.
70s and 80s were a thriving town.
In the time that you've been here, been living here, you think it's getting better or getting worse? Is it good work here, jobs, stuff like that?
No, not really now.
Like much of northern England, Rotherham was a big coal and steel town. Then the industry left, leaving a testament to what was. In the town center is a glorious church alongside empty stores, charity shops, and casinos.
The council have got to inject money as well, like, to make any towns better. Walk a bit further down there, you'll see a pub that's burnt down.
The decline is relevant to the story because the gang victims were generally girls in poor families who were left unattended or in government homes and then ignored by the authorities.
Best friends Lindsay and Natalie tonight speaking on camera for the first time. Lindsay was 15 when she was abused by Arshid Ash Hussain.
What happened that first time that you met him?
He was just trying to get on top of me, he was trying to pull my trousers down.
And all over Rotherham, we saw neglect.
Rotherham is the worst place to come. People come from not being on drugs to coming on drugs. So Rotherham is pretty bad for that. Crack cocaine is worse around here. Please yourself and go to Rotherham bus station for the males and females. You'll see the needle bins in there where they're supposed to safely inject themselves with drugs. I smoke. I'm not going to lie about that.
Tell us about Rotherham.
It's fucking shit. It's shithole, but it's our shithole, innit? You know what I mean?
What are your guys' hopes for the future?
Not be stuck here.
Alongside this decline came an influx of immigrants. Many people were angry about this, some were not.
And we've just said we accept everybody as they are, and we just enjoy it. We embrace whatever happens. We do, as long as it's good for everybody. We're so used to being like walking along saying good morning. That's our normal routine of life, and their culture is not that. And so we have to respect their culture.
I know this is a contentious topic, but something a few people have brought up since we got here is that there's a situation here with the grooming gangs.
That was years ago.
Years ago.
And people think it's happening now, and it were 20 years. It probably might be happening now, but not to the extent as it were then before.
Why do you think it took so long to get addressed?
Because I think people in authority didn't think it was possible that it could be happening.
A lot were turning a blind eye to it.
For years, we've had followers tell us to cover this story, and others warn us not to. In the end, we decided we had to because we're doing this whole series on the rise of Britain's right wing, and it's impossible to do that without examining this. By the way, if you want that series, make sure to subscribe. Now, it's worth pointing out that the immigrant communities here were intermixed, not segregated like we saw elsewhere in Britain.
Do people intermix well? I mean,
definitely, yeah.
It's multicultural and shit everywhere, yeah.
But people kept telling us that immigration had bred a fear of seeming racist.
You get in trouble, don't you? Do you know what I mean? It's racism, all class of racism, so there's no point, is there, in saying something if you're going to go to jail for saying something about it, so.
And police have said they didn't respond to the complaints for that exact reason.
Another review found that a chief inspector in Rotherham had told a missing child's father, with it being Asians, we can't afford for this to be coming out.
That enabled the scandal to explode.
Pretty much the capital of the grooming scandal when it all came out was Rotherham.
What did you think about that being here at the time?
I'm from this area at the time as well. I mean,
it was this area?
We saw a lot of this in this area around the years 2012 and previously as well.
What did people think at that time?
It's sad stories. You just sort of thought that you could see people meeting up with people, but you just sort of thought that they were friends. They met up because they liked to, and it turned out over more previous years that a lot of people were groomed into that.
As a parent here, I mean, as someone with young kids,
it's worrying, isn't it?
That was taxi.
Was it a taxi? Me too.
Is that something that you still think is going on?
Oh yeah, but not just in Rotherham. I think
you still think it's happening.
I think it always happened and always continues to happen, and probably always will. We've seen it more and more and more, even in the higher powers, since it all started coming out. I mean, if it was covered up here, and probably still is.
But why do you think they do that?
Fear of being called racists. And
do you think Britain still has freedom of speech?
No, not really. Behind your own doors, behind your own walls.
I wanna walk.
Okay, matey, come on, let's go.
One thing in this area too has been the grooming gangs.
Oh yeah, it's rife.
Is it still? Do you think that's still happening?
Yeah, it's still happening. Yeah.
Has the government dealt with it? I mean,
there's an attempt to deal with it. It's been dealt with, but very, very slowly.
Why do you think it's so slow?
Because they don't wish to expose the oppressive Muslim religion, which it is.
For you, as people here with kids and everything,
yeah.
What did you think about that, and what did that mean to the city and the town and the community?
I think as a town now, that's what we're known as, a grooming town.
That's so in England, like that's how people know.
Yeah. When we go to football matches and stuff like that, that's what we're known for. I'm not going to go too much into that side of it.
But essentially now the town's been stereotyped because of what happened here.
That's it, yeah.
Rather than helping anyone, the Coverup made this a way bigger problem, causing way more problems for Rotherham and the Pakistani community, as this man explained.
Here was where one of the big places with the grooming gangs scandal.
Yeah.
Do you think that did that change the way people interacted with?
Yeah, definitely. Arkham didn't investigate the council, the police. They knew what was going on. None of them got prosecuted. But they are getting investigated now.
Now, finally, yeah.
Yes, a bit late now, you know what I mean? This should have been done when we got all labelled, you know what I mean? But it's like everyone's getting covered the same brush, because they think, obviously, got a lot of labelled immigrants stopping in England. It's like people look at it and think, oh, is he one of these? Is he one of these? Before, I've been on taxis, 32 years I've been on taxis. But I can see a difference from when I started 32 years ago and these last couple of years. You do get odd customers what are a bit, I'm not going to put it racist. They don't want to talk to you, and they always say to you, oh, why are you coming to this country for? You're taking our jobs, this.
They say that to you?
Yeah, you do get that, I'll be honest. We never used to. The legit Asian family, they'll come and work hard, make some of their life, you know what I mean, back home for the family or whatever, make them, you know what I mean, a bit proud. But you get one or two, I'm not saying they're all the same, you get any culture, black, white, you know what I mean, you get one or two what are bad, you know what I mean, you can't say everyone's bad. But I think our culture, the Asian culture, when they fetch them over, they know that they've got to behave and they've got to work for the sake of the family. You can't just come here and toss it off and do what you want, like messing about, drug dealing or grooming, or you can't do that, it's impossible. Like, at the end of the day, like I say, Asian Pakistanis have been in this England for years now. You know what I mean? It's not that we're like illegal immigrants. We work, pay our taxes, your doctors, your nurses, look, they're all Asians.
Before leaving, we visited Rotherham's most notorious neighborhood, Eastwood, where people told us not to go.
You'll probably get robbed, don't go Eastwood.
Yeah, don't go to Eastwood.
You know what, don't without bottom.
This neighborhood was rough and populated by a mix of poor English people and immigrants, many from Slovakia.
Huh?
Your language? Which language?
No, Slovakia.
Slovakia?
Pakistanis, Africans, Slovakian, a lot.
A man we met here didn't believe there really was a grooming gang scandal.
But yeah, like with the grooming stuff, that it's the media. The media, do you know what I mean? They just blow it out of proportion. I mean, if you look at the percentage of Pakistanis or Muslims in this country, it's nothing, you know what I mean? But at the same time, they don't. If a white guy does it, that's not plastered all over the news. Like, yeah, so when I was growing up, it was pretty decent. But then, I think as the years have gone on, there's been a bit of an influx of Eastern Europeans, which Scott. I mean, I'm not saying they're all the same, but there's certain individuals that are a bit, you know what I mean? They live like they would back home, sort of thing. No respect for, you know, people or where they live. I mean, if you walk around here, you might see a few places where there's a bit of rubbish dumped and stuff like that. That's the main, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like
right.
Shit like that right behind me.
Are there any tensions or issues here with the white population?
You know what? In general, yeah, in this country there probably is, but I don't feel it because I've got a lot of English friends. I've grown up with English people, you know what I mean? Like, the sort of banter that we have with each other, if you was to see that, you'd be like, oh, he's being racist, Jim. Like, you know, in English, like, my mate Scott, you know what I mean? If he sees me on the street in the morning, he'd be like, where the fuck we at? Friday Mosque, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that. The curry muncher, you know what I mean? And I'll say something back to him.
A man here led us around, and it was the roughest area we'd yet seen in the UK.
This place is called Eastwood, yeah.
This is Eastwood.
Yeah.
How do you say it is around here? Good? Bad?
It's a good area, man. Look at it. Turn it around. Look at it.
What's up, brother?
My mom.
This is your mom?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
You like any drink, water?
It's busy. It's busy, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it's all right.
So this is definitely one of the rougher neighborhoods we've been in, the roughest we've been in so far on this trip to the UK. But it's interesting, these people are also really friendly. It's very, a lot of immigrants and very hospitable, but on the other hand, a lot of dirty looks. It's not necessarily the place you want to leave your car for too long, but really friendly people. Hello, how you guys doing? Another thing is that people keep bringing up the Slovaks. Apparently that's the group here that people don't really trust. They keep saying the Slovaks this, the Slovaks that. Nothing I would have ever known. Interesting.
Me round here, they call me Crazy Lisa. I'm on a fucking rat lady because I talk to rats. That's my neighbour, she's sick at the minute, don't record her. But yeah, it's pretty bad. The government's fucked up. Everything's fucked up. People on the street, and I feel sorry for them. I'm getting kicked out of that property. But how many shit flies in my house? It's like enough flies. It looks like there's dead bodies in the house because of the amount of flies. Slovakians, then you've got more Slovakians down the bottom. Assalamu alaikum. Ah, thank you, little man. Lady, man, boy. You're a Romanian Slovakian, aren't you? Romanian. Yeah. Ahoy. And different. Assalamu alaikum is Asian, Muslim. Off the road, please.
You're keeping the whole neighborhood safe.
Yeah,
you're keeping us safe.
Like
Who's the worst drivers?
People who can't get the drugs fast enough, I reckon. I like this camera. I look me worse, but I look me better.
You look great.
Because I've been through a lot myself. I used to sell myself for money. You know what? I stopped that now. I got myself in debt by laying on drugs all the time. I've only just stopped that. I'm still taking drugs, but I've stopped laying on, so I'm not in debt no more. You know what I mean? It's the worst thing. When they give you that option, I'm getting up to £350 in debt. Yeah, I talk pretty fast. So if you don't understand me, I can talk very, very slowly like this if you want. But yeah, I can talk for hours and hours on end. But right now, I gotta go in because I need to go smoke my drugs.
The question I was just going to say real quick. One thing we heard that Rotherham, there's the issue here at the grooming gangs.
Oh God, ain't it just? Right, listen. This is one thing I'm gonna say. It's not to do with the fact of them being Asian or white. It's individuals that are doing it themselves. It's not to do with what background they come from, and people need to realise this themselves. Because a lot of people going, oh, because they're Asian, they're all the same. Nah. My niece is half Muslim. My sister converted to Islam. Does that make her white one of them? No. It's people's way of life, how they decide to live their life, what is wrong. They should be doing what they used to do back in the day, pouring in public and getting them stoned to death like they used to back in the olden days. But truthfully, or have the wieners chopped off or the vaginas chopped off, because it's not just men, it's women as well.
Before leaving, we met a couple Pakistanis who had just arrived here.
All right, well, thank you.
You okay? I'm okay. Are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
How are you finding here? How you find here? It's good? How long you been here now?
Me first month.
First month?
Are you on?
I just moved from London.
But you got papers though to be here, correct? Or are you just on a
Yeah,
visa? I have to ask, yeah? It doesn't matter if you're legal or not, it doesn't matter to me. As long as you respect why we're here, I respect it. Because, check this out, the UK would never have curries if it weren't for people from Pakistan. The UK would never have takeaways from Chinese if the Chinese weren't here. And vice versa, so. You know what I mean? Right, I'll leave it to it.
Hey, thank you.
Anytime.
You guys are from Rotherham, or you say you're from London?
Yeah, he used to live from longer time, but I was over there for many years, but recently moved in Rotherham.
Rotherham कैसा लगता है? पसंद आता है?
ये अच्छी जगह है, रोदरम अच्छी जगह है।
अच्छी जगह है?
काफ़ी नाइस है, मस्जिद वगैरह साथ है, शॉप्स वगैरह साथ हैं, एशियन शॉप्स वगैरह, काफ़ी अच्छी जगह है।
So Northern England has a lot of Pakistani people live in Northern England.
Yeah.
Why in Northern England specifically?
1960s में और 70s में पाकिस्तान में, तो उस वजह से काफ़ी माइग्रेशन यहाँ पे हुई है। दूसरी रीज़न ये है कि चिप भी है, और ये और तीसरी रीज़न ये भी है कि यहाँ पे कम्युनिटीज़ वगैरह हैं जो होती हैं ना अपने पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी कंपेयर टू बिग सिटीज़, छोटे टाउन्स में कम्युनिटीज़ काफ़ी हैं।
अच्छा, मतलब यहाँ के इंग्लिश लोग कैसे हैं?
English people, they are friendly. You know, a lot of people, they're quite cooperative. They're understanding, tolerant. Yeah, so it's fine. You know, obviously, compared to Pakistan, there's a bit of a culture shock. You know, when someone comes from Pakistan, but you get used to it. You know, especially this area of Rotherham, you know, it's very multicultural.
Yeah.
So no issues.
What we learned in Rotherham is that the grooming gangs weren't the only tragedy to happen. There was the poverty, the tensions, the cover-up, and now the fact that all people, white, Pakistani, and everyone in between, must live with the fact that Rotherham is known as Britain's grooming gang capital. In the next episode of Why England is Going Right, we head to one particularly controversial Muslim town.
It's all kind of segregated.
Subscribe so you don't miss what's next.